All right, Daniel, thanks. Meanwhile, the roads heading to the airports, well, they have been a nightmare.
I mean, just look at all of the brake lights here. This was earlier this evening on the Dulles Access Road. And what would have been just a couple of minutes from the actual airport became this huge crawl.
Yeah, it really did. So we're also tracking flight delays. 213 right now at Reagan National, 112 at Dulles International, and 200 over BWI. Our Northern Virginia Bureau reporter Max Marcilla live for us tonight at Dulles.
And Max, let's take a look at what's happening behind you. Much calmer than the roads were earlier.
Chris, really, inside here it's okay. That drive earlier was not fun, and outside right now, I mean, you saw what Daniel's dealing with. It's not fun, but again, once you get past the traffic and the weather, inside here, inside the airport, well, it's all good. Right now, again, with it being the evening hours, most of the flights have taken off for the day. It's calm and quiet back in here as people who are in here, well, the worst part and the most frustrating part of their travel journey is finally in the rearview mirror. Sitting in this traffic, you start to think the turkey better be worth it. For these travelers, many of whom heading to Dulles International Airport to hop on a flight for the holiday, the trip to the airport was the most tedious part.
It was about an hour and 15 minutes to get from Tacoma Park, Maryland to here.
What's it usually?
Yeah, usually it's about 45 minutes or an hour.
I came out on Saturday and it was a complete disaster.
This is always one of the busiest travel weeks of the year.
This year we are seeing more people flying than ever, with fewer cancellations than we have seen in years, and we're investing to make sure it stays that way long term.
AAA estimates roughly 90,000 people in the DMV will get to their Thursday feast by plane, about an 8% increase from last year. Some resources are the same. The new Silver Line extension is ready for its second Thanksgiving holiday as travelers hope for an on-time, no-drama departure from the nation's capital. All right, back live here inside Dulles Airport. We're going to show you what things look like now. You heard Chris and Susan mention the amount of delays and cancellations earlier. It seems like we're past the window where that was the biggest concern, even though the weather is picking up just by the number of flights leaving the airport at this hour. It looks like the worst of those delays and cancellations might be behind us, but of course, the weather is still going on, and who knows what could happen. As we mentioned, this is always one of the busiest 2, 3, 4 day windows of travel, not just here, but across the entire country.
All right, Max Marcilla live at Dulles. Max, before you go, hopefully we are past the worst window for flight delays, but if your flight is delayed or canceled, flyers do have some options.
Yeah, and there's a few things you should know. I mean, the most important, as we mentioned earlier, if the weather holds off over these next few days, cross your fingers, then any major delay or cancellation, that could be an airline's fault. And the U.S. Department of Transportation made sure to know if it is the airline's doing, then there are accommodations you can get for a canceled flight, things like hotels or food vouchers. But if it is something, say, rain or Mother Nature, those assurances are not always guaranteed. Of course, reach out to any travel agent or the airlines themselves. Those are always pieces of advice that are encouraged for flyers. Live at Dulles, Max Marcilla, back to you.